we have to understand ourselves on the inside before we can understand the reality on the outside. For some reason, there's a connection. I can just tell you that. Anyways, so right off the bat, I want to say that for every line and every mark there is on the planet's surface, each one of them is valuable and means something. None of them should be just discarded and, forgotten, because they all reveal certain things about this planet, and they're there for a reason. You see these lines right here? Well, let me bring this in and show you. You can see that there's similarities right here. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This looks a lot like this, and it does for a reason. And as I bring it in, you can see that things start to line up with the back features, like that. You can even see the Mississippi Delta and the New Madrid Fault, how they line up, and even how some of the features right here line up. See, look, right here. See how that fits right into there? And as you move it around, you can see that this lines up here. Okay. Let me take a step back so you can see it. Okay, see how that is? But then you got this ocean bottom feature here too. See how right here off of California, you got this point? Well, it conveniently fits right into there, as the rest of the stuff fits in too. You have no idea how hard this was for me to figure out, but there's more. In my other videos, I showed how Antarctica and South America were once on top of each other when you flip Antarctica around. So I take Antarctica and I flip it upside down, and you can see that you got this plasmoid shape here from rotation. You can see how this reverse S fits. Okay, you got these mountains right here, and you got these mountains right here. You can see that they interlock into each other, like so. As this hooks and matches that, you can actually see how it pulled away. When I pull it away, you can see it just looks like it. But it's more than just pulling away. This is spinning when this is happening. Okay, so we got this alignment, right? So we got this, even this to here. These are steps of the creation process that I'm showing you. And it gets a little complicated for me to explain, so bear with me. Okay, so let me pull South America out of here. See? and leave Central America and North America here. And you can see the alignments here, but let's see, you could tell, okay, you could tell that this is moving out, and I want to show you something. You see these lines here on the ocean bottom floor? Well, you see these lines right here on this ocean bottom floor, you see how they're curved more and they go at a different angle. Well, what I decided to do next was match these angles up. By rotating Antarctica. Okay, so see how these lines, I might even have to rotate it more, but for just now, let me show you what happens when you do this. God, this is so complicated to explain. I'm not even sure how I'm going to do it. Okay, so you see that these are curved. You'll notice though that North America here fits in this area right here. Okay, this is really hard for me to do, but you'll notice here that here's the East Coast, and you'll notice that there's similarities here between this and the East Coast. What's strange though is that Florida also is the same distance as this here. And you got Yellowstone Park. The turbulence in the background right here, matching up with features right here. Just bear with me, please, because I'm struggling to figure this out or explain it. But you can see how this could rotate around, fit in here, matching with the lines right here. See? On the ocean floor, like rifling on a barrel of a gun. And I'm pretty sure I have to rotate this more, like that. You can now check this out. This is the tip of Hawaii right here, and you can see that all these lines seem to be pointing at it, like as if it's something of importance. And when you look at what's going on here, you can see that this is obviously being rotated out of Antarctica, and you can see that in the features. You can see how things align. Look, you can see that this rotates into here, I've said that in the past over and over again before I ever noticed this. I claimed that Yellowstone Park isn't a super volcano. I claimed that it was a point of rotation, like a pivot. And you can see here's Yellowstone Park right here. This dot right here in this flower, what looks like some kind of a flower and a stem that goes straight to the Grand Canyon, is what I claimed before I even knew this was a point of rotation. I could tell. The surface features were revealing that this was a point of rotation to me. And that's exactly what it looks like right here. If you hold this still and rotate this, you can see how it's playing into it. I mean, look at the similar shapes. There's the stretching. There's you'll notice that there's this rounded part here in the Midwest, and you got this point right here. You'll notice that there's a point here too. So you could tell that this needs to rotate more. And there it is. Okay. You see this part and this part. Now you can see what's going on, really. Look at the width here. Our continents come out of Antarctica. There's something going on here with Antarctica, and it's so obvious. It's just that people need to wake up. Look at the triangles again in this part. This is distorted because of the curvature of the planet, but you can just go ahead and use your imagination and pretend that they fit. I mean, you notice the smooth parts around Antarctica. They're smooth for a reason. It's pretty clear that these observations of rotation do not support plate tectonics with the mid-Atlantic ridge seafloor spreading. And you don't get a choice to pick which facts you want to support your theory. All of them have to, or it has to be thrown out. Now let's see what South America looks like here too. Because the only thing I've rotated is Antarctica. I've left these two the same. So out of curiosity, I want to see what happens when I line this up too. Actually, you know what I think happens? If I leave this one and I rotate this to match here, I think that'll be more accurate. Okay, hold on. So here's South America coming in. You can see that the lines are all pointing, you know, where Hawaii is. And you can see that there's something going on with this section and Hawaii. As I bring this in, I'm going to line this up here like I did before. Right here. And there we go. This is a snapshot in time of the continents being pulled apart into what they are now. but you can see the puzzle pieces fit. I think this moves through because you'll notice that there's this right here is markings on the ocean bottom floor of what I believe is rotation. So it's a pivotal point, and it's probably also related to Yellowstone Park. And you can see that here you got some more of these rotation marks to me. So you start lining them up and you start seeing different parts of the picture. See how that just fit right in there? So it fits here and it goes up here too. This is hard to see, of course, but you just gotta bear with me on this. I mean, this is obviously what it is. There's so much more I still gotta show. The Mississippi. This takes so much out of me right now. I'm so exhausted. You cannot. I just woke up too. I'm already exhausted. I was gonna heavily edit this video and redo the scenes where I'm stressing a little bit here and there trying to figure this out, but I'm just gonna leave them in because I just don't have the time, because I really want you to see this part right here, and I might struggle trying to explain it, but just bear with me because this is probably my biggest most important discovery yet. Okay, so you've seen how I got North America down here, and you can see how the claims I've made where this lines up. You could tell that this is obviously a pivot point of rotation, and it just so happens to be Yellowstone Park, and I predicted that in other videos. But what I want you to notice though is when I line it up here, you still got this area right here, and then I told you that Hawaii was right here. So what I did is while trying to edit this video, I started messing around with this stuff, and so I brought Hawaii down and I tried to match the angle by matching these lines on the ocean bottom right here. You see the angle, so that we would get an accurate angle of Hawaii, but straight on shots. That's the thing, is that's why I got this cut like this. It's because these are straight on shot areas that makes the accuracy a lot better than trying to line parts that are at the edge of the curve of shots because of the planet's curvature. So you can see that. Take this out and you got this right here. Now I'm sure this could probably turn some more. I'm not sure. It probably even fit better if I do, but I just really want to get this out right now. So we got this here. We've got Hawaii right in here. Now here's this other part of the planet that's on this image next to Antarctica, and this is reversed, but it's okay that it's reversed because of the process here where I'm trying to figure out allows for that. Plate tectonics doesn't, but that's because plate tectonics is wrong and it's inaccurate and it's limiting your ability to see how the reality of our planet really is and how it was created. So let me bring this in and show you how it lines up with the Pacific Ocean, which is supposedly subducting under here. And this happens to be another subduction zone too, by the way, according to plate tectonics rules. So I'm going to try and bring this in and line things up. And what I noticed, is that, okay, I got this here. This is what I claim is the vortex, and this is an opening right here, right? The vortex, this being the narrow end, this being the wide end. And I'm going to bring this in. It's going to be a little bit difficult at first to see because it's just a complicated designs here trying to match, but it does. Okay, hold on, I just gotta get this right. Now you can start to see that there's things kind of lining up a little bit here, especially with this area like that. Okay, you gotta remember that this is rotating, and this is a vortex, and I'm looking for alignments between these two. You can kind of see them lining up, completing a picture. And if you can't, then it means you need to do your own overlay, because it is what I'm claiming it is. Here's Hawaii. You can see that the Hawaiian island chains lines up with the back of this right here. And it does. Looks like I have to rotate this a little bit more. Like that. Okay. I can't even begin to tell you how hard this is for me to explain. I'm hoping that most of you guys can think on your own about what you're seeing here, and I'll try to describe it the best that I can from my perspective. Okay, you can see these are lining up here. Man, this sucks. It's so stressful doing this. It really is. Anyways, so there's Hawaii. There's this. What do I want to show you is that I think if I remove this, if I can remove it, leave that. I don't want to move that. I don't want to move that. Maybe I'll move. See how good it fits in there? And the other features do too. When you look at it like that, you can see this is moving. See this right here? So let me move this out. So now we know where the marks come from here on the Pacific Ocean, because believe it or not, I knew some things about this, but I never could actually pin this down to what was going on, and now I can. This does pin it down to why this is out of place the way it is. And I might actually have to take a break right now from this, because I can't, my brain is just spinning here. Okay, because I'm having such a hard time, I brought Hawaii back into this and see if I can make more sense using it first. And I think what happens is you bring this in, and these marks here. Okay, try and continue again. Okay, so this is what I originally noticed, was that this is what got me started on this whole thing, is that 3 years ago I had noticed that Hawaii had crossed over this San Andreas fault line, which is a barrier. If you ask me, that's a boundary. It's not supposed to do that. And I could tell by looking at the alignments that they're well too good. They're very good alignments, to the point where within 2 minutes of seeing this, I knew that plate tectonics was wrong. There's no doubt about it. This is all it took for me to know that plate tectonics is wrong. Is this alignment right here. Now, for some people, that's not good enough. So that's why I've spent 3 years trying to figure out why this lined up this way, when it's impossible according to plate tectonics and everybody else. But see this alignment here? Well, if I keep bringing it over, it's not so much that Hawaii lines up with Florida, which is also an amazing thing, and it's not so much that these marks actually fit up here in Canada so well. Well, what I now notice is that these lines on the Pacific Ocean floor seem to match up with the opposite side of the other side of the Pacific Ocean from North America, decreasing its size now. Because what I claimed in the past, in my past videos, is that the Pacific Ocean, it's not sitting on a plate, it's sitting on a rupture of a planet that's increasing in size. And this, you could see, I just cut the size of the Pacific Ocean down to I think a third of what it was by lining these marks up. And I'm talking about these lines right here. Okay, now it's gone completely. Now look how the certain features on the ocean floor here are underneath North America now, lining up with certain things. Okay, so let me get back to what I was originally going for. Hopefully this just work right out and I won't have to edit nothing. Oh, great. I think what this is right here is, you'll notice that there's what looks like a 6. If you look at this, this almost looks like a 6 but backwards. So I think what the whole thing here is, I think the whole thing about this is where it flips around. And see, we got the 6s lining up and other things too. Let me pull this out. This is hard to see. Okay, now you see how this lines up with that. Now if I pull the Pacific Ocean out and wow, this gets just creepier and creepier every time with these alignments matching too good. Okay, but anyways, let me just get back to what I was. If I replace this Pacific Ocean with this, you'll see that these marks even here start to line up also with this, like that. Look, as a matter of fact, I know something else here about this, but I won't get into that because that just make this video longer and harder for me to get out. There'll be a part 2 here, and this is really important. Look at the same angles going on here. The same, the distance, the lengths. See how the alignments are still happening inside the continent as this rotating 6 gouges out certain features and then lines up to here. Okay, yeah, see how it fits into here? What are the odds that this would just work out like this and fit? Look at the marks right there. Right into the Gulf of Mexico. You can tell that these are reoccurring patterns of one another. This whole planet is nothing but reoccurring patterns over and over again. Australia. There he goes, like that. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to get too distracted here. You can see right here, you can see that this is the underlying process that created this, and it took me, I already knew this part, I just didn't know how it got here, and that's what basically I just showed you, is it all ties to Antarctica. You can see it's lining up too with this. Right there. That's the wrong way, I think. It's kind of funny because this reminds me of those stupid Google signs. Like I almost feel like I could spell Google out. But check this out. So it all boils down to this. These reoccurring patterns. This and this. See? Then you got Antarctica. See how it matches in there? How it matches into here. How these match into each other here. And then of course, well, you got this. These are all the same thing. And they've been pulled apart. Watch. Look right here. You can see how that totally fits right there. Okay, so you can see this, look how right there comes in, you can see this. These are all different stages of things rotating out. I don't know. There's more to this, of course, but I can only handle so much stress in these videos, and then I have to take a nap or something, or it just really gets to me. Or I play guitar. By the way, I just went Super Saiyan on my guitar playing, and I'm not even joking about that. It seems to be connected to this somehow. It's trippy. This whole thing is a trip. Look how this fits into there. Anyways, I hope this is it for this video. Let's see what it looks like. There's something that you should keep in mind while watching this video, and that there's a thing called scientific method. And in scientific method, it clearly explains the rules of science. And you're not supposed to deviate from these rules, because then you end up with problems like having a theory that lives on and on and on that's never going to solve anything because you didn't follow certain rules in the beginning. And here's the thing: in scientific method, theories are made by an accumulation of facts. You take bits of facts that you find, and you put them together, and then you formulate an educated guess. The problem, though, that we have with the new science here is that they're picking out which facts that they want in their theory and then leaving out the other ones. And you can't do that in scientific method, because it clearly states that all observable evidence or observations must support the theory. If any one doesn't support the theory has to be thrown out and rewritten. And that's the thing, is that plate tectonics is making claims that there's plates under the ground based upon what it sees on the surface and some data that they've collected with instruments, okay? And they claim that there's subduction zones and this and that because they're measuring this movement and here and there. But those movements don't mean that there is plates under the ground. Things move. They don't need plates underneath them to prove that they move. The problem is that in plate tectonics and geology, we have a problem where they've decided which facts they'll keep and ignore the ones that they don't want. And there's a huge fact that they're ignoring, or they're just not seeing, and that's the fact that the entire planet, the surface features, are a reoccurring pattern. And this reoccurring pattern pretty much covers everything. And you can't throw that out and go with the other facts because that one doesn't support what you think. You just can't do that, and this is the problem. And plate tectonics has to be thrown out, especially after you see the video. Thanks for watching, and there's more to come, because even after watching this video I just made, I noticed some amazing new stuff, and I can't wait to show you.